today we're going to be playing Katawa Shoujo. Let's get right into it.
I wake up in a strange room. Solid morning light shimmers against the light gray ceiling. I had forgotten to draw the curtains closed last night. Oh, somebody could have been a little peeper. Huh? This is my room, isn't it? My room. This is the third room this year that I'm supposed to call mine. Various things around here remind me that indeed it's me who is supposed to be the one living here. My bags on the floor, my new school books on the desk, my numerous medications on the night table. I stare at the bottles for a moment, deliberating until I open a bottle, shake out a pill, and pop out a tablet from the foil sheet. I down them with a I down them with a chaser of water without thinking about the chemistry. My uniforms are in the closet. I sink out from under the sheets and stretch my back before dressing up. Putting on a new school uniform feels like dressing in someone else's clothes. The artificial smell of generic detergent invades my nose, but the feeling of fresh cloth against my back is a good one, a natural one. It feels like a school uniform, as it should. It's not much different from what I used to wear before. That goes for the other things too. So far, this place seems more or less like a normal school, except for the people. I think back to my talk with Kenji yesterday, Misha's constant laughter, and Shizune's sweeping sign language gestures. Well, I've only met 3 students so far. Maybe they aren't that normal, but I'm sure others are. What? What is considered normal? Or perhaps people like them are what passes for normal around here? What is that supposed to mean? Yeah, what does pass for normal around here? What do people do? I didn't see a lot of kids hanging around after classes yesterday, so maybe there are clubs. If so, I wonder if I should join one. Maybe the library literature club? All through class, the question remains on my mind, so I decided to ask Shizune about when we split into groups. After all, she did say if I had anything I wanted to know, I should ask her. She crosses her arms and shifts her gaze slowly to Misha, who looks more preoccupied with trying to grind the eraser of her special pencil down so that the top is perfect and evenly flat. Girl, get over here! sorry, Sichan. Is there anything you wanted from me? Oh, I see. That's a good question, Hee-chan. My first thought is that she means she doesn't know, which is worrying. Maybe I'm being too negative. Well, anyway, Misha, please don't prove me right. Oh, that's right. Everyone is encouraged to join a club. Oh, they do have one. A lot of people do so because there isn't really anything else to do. Oh, there isn't? There are also school events like the festival coming up. Oh, okay. In a few days, almost every student in the school tends to help out with it, doing whatever. So, you actually transferred in a busy time. Maybe you can help out too. That sounds amazing. Sure. What's the festival about? Misha freezes. What? I don't know, Hee-chan. The truth is, it's a local event. I'm not from this area, so are you new? Starts signing desperately to Shizune, asking her to bail her out. Shizune adjusts her glasses at the end of an oddly grandiose flourish and starts signing hard and heavy. Huh? Okay. Who cares? What? Risha puffs out her chest as she shouts Shizune's words out at me with a disproportionate amount of pride. Too loud, I can see hands turning to look in our direction. Not so loud. Human beings evolve with each new generation. The ideals and beliefs behind a festival will inevitably change with time. And what is it now at this moment in time? Now, it's about the delicious fried food and amusing little games that you play with to win prizes. The teacher clears his throat very loudly, batting his long wooden pointer against his other palm like a baton. He shoots a pointed gaze at us. Finally noticing where we are, Misha stifles a yelp and quickly quiets down. Shizune doesn't seem embarrassed at all though, brushing it off without a care. Because she doesn't care about a baton. We are in the middle of class and should start working. That's right, Shi-chan. What? That's right. He-chan, are you asking because you're interested in joining a club? It couldn't have been my eyes playing tricks on me, but I think I saw a suspicious glance exchanged between them. Misha's tone was also changed, although it does that every other word anyway. Yeah, I was thinking about it. Misha and Shizune look at each other again. I'm about to ask what they have in mind when something dark flutters in my peripheral vision, catching my attention. Out of the corner of my eye, I see the girl with long dark hair get up from her desk and slip silently towards the door. Doesn't seem that she was working in any group, and no one seems to notice her but me. I glance at the teacher, who's also looking at the dark-haired girl go. Why doesn't he say anything? Hachan, is something wrong? Do I look as uneasy as I feel? Or was Misha just looking at me looking after the other girl who left? Ooh, jealousy. No, nothing. Okay, well, like we're asking, you don't have any plans for lunch today, do you? I thought I would go to the library and pick up some books. Not really. You want to have lunch together then? Sure. Why don't I just get the books? Yay! Okay, Hichan, perfect. The rest of the class passes uneventfully. The girl with the long hair never came back. Before I have the time to put any more thought into where she could have gone, the teacher informs us that it's time to stop working. Shizune looks more than a little annoyed that we only just barely managed to finish all our work on time. I'm just glad we finished it at all. It's not a contest or anything. I guess she feels differently, my guy. She wants you to work even faster, man. Get your work done sooner! Yes, it is, Hichan. Impossible. Really? Really? I've noticed it before, but it's kind of funny how Misha is always moving her hands and signing not only everything she says, but what what anyone else is saying at any given time. Oh, that's nice. So she can follow along with what everyone's saying. Obviously, it must be so Shizune can understand it. Her eyes dart back and forth between Misha's hands and me. I don't know who I'm supposed to be looking at. I'm talking to Misha, but that might be wrong. Maybe I should face Shizune. I'm used to looking in the direction of the person whose voice I'm hearing, but really, Shizune can't hear me, but it would be disrespectful to talk to her only through Misha. Then again, isn't that what she's doing? No, she's at least looking at me. This is all very confusing. Will take some time to get used to. At least you're willing to learn how to do conversing better, because I feel like, yeah, that would be better to look at Shizune when she's talking to him and when he's talking to Misha. Then he can talk to her, like facing, whoever's talking. It's not a contest, because contests are competitions over a prize. If there's no prize on the line, it's not really a contest. Shizune's eyes flash dangerously with a competitive glare. Ooh, she's competitive. She stares at me as if surprised that I'm challenging her. Ooh, I think maybe this is a contest, sir. I never noticed before how dark and blue her eyes are. It's truly an alluring gaze. I'm sorry, what? Are you sure, Hichan? Very sure. You're wrong, Hichan, because I don't want to be the slowest one in the class. Therefore, what's on the line is my confidence, my abilities, and the prize is the satisfaction of proving them. Shizune pushes her glasses up the bridge of her nose in a very matter-of-fact way. I'd argue more, but the bell rings and she quickly gets up and picks up her bag, looking at me expectantly. I had almost forgotten that I was supposed to have lunch with them. How? You're just talking about it. Where do you want to eat? The cafeteria? That's so plain. Okay, let's go. Plain? Well, I guess. At my old school, I liked to eat outside, near the back of the building. It was a good spot, but I didn't find it until near the end of freshman year. I wonder if there's a similar place to eat here. Misha seems to imply as much. Maybe we can find it. Shizune and Misha pull me towards the cafeteria, which is surprisingly not packed. Maybe some students favor eating in classroom or outdoors. I saw some of my classmates had boxed lunches. After we finish eating, Misha picks up where we left off earlier. So, Hichan, you wanted to know about clubs and stuff, right? Right, Hichan. Okay, I guess it makes more sense to ask first. Exchange a little nods of confirmation. They turn to face me again, and Misha straightens her posture as if she's about to deliver a speech. Hichan, do you have anything you're really interested in? Books. I used to play soccer, but I'm not really into it. I don't follow the teams and players or anything like that. As of late, I usually just read a lot. There's a book club, right, Hichan? Right. But it seems like they've had all the members they can possibly have right now. Oh, sorry, Hichan. It's a really popular club. Okay, but more to the point, Hichan, does this mean that you don't have anything already in mind? Well, I mean, if books are off the table, I pretty much am out of options. Not really. Good, great, that's great, Hichan, really great. Why is it so great? No reason. Well, Hee-chan, other than clubs and the upcoming festival, there's one other thing. Why do you not just ask me to join your club, girl? Student council. I see. I didn't know the school had a student council. That was a very melodramatic step up, though, just to tell me that. I'm pretty sure the two of them know this because Shizune looks a little embarrassed about it and Misha is laughing. Shizune quickly retakes control of the discussion in a manner of speaking. After all, it's still Misha who has to voice whatever she says. Right. Hee-chan, maybe you should join the student council. They could use more people. Yes, definitely. You should definitely join. Why? Well, for one, we could hang out every day, Hee-chan. Shi-chan and I are both in the student council. Actually, Shi-chan is the president. And I'm starting to get the suspicion that Shizune and Misha might not exactly be the most unbiased people to talk about this with. As if reading my mind, Shizune quickly adjusts her glasses and signs something to Misha. Of course, we're not trying to get you to join just because we would obviously benefit from you joining the student council and therefore have an incentive to try and get you to. So, you're admitting that? No, we admit nothing. I mean, Hee-chan, of course. It would be nice if you joined, and we'd appreciate it. But even without all that, joining the student council shows a healthy interest in the workings of one's school. Yep, it's true, Hee-chan. Besides, don't you want to spend time with us after school, Hee-chan? I can't tell if she's being genuine or if this is just really good acting. Both of them seem to be trying hard to look their cutest, although they're already pretty cute to begin with. I mean... Well... So it's settled then. Welcome to the student council, Hee-chan. I can't even look at what the other clubs are. They're just like, no, they're joining. What? No. Huh? Shi-chan? Of course it wouldn't go so easily. Yep, that's right, though. It would be boring if it went that smoothly. Oh well, Shi-chan owes me candy now. You were betting on it? Hey, my life is not a game here. Shizune seems very intrigued by this. When Misha signs it to her, the aggressive glint returns to her eyes. It's interesting, Hee-chan. Let's play a game. That's not what I said. How about rich man, poor man? What is that? Hee-chan, if you lose, you have to join the student council. No, absolutely not. Why not? Well, because you two both have the same incentive and therefore the same goal, which is to get me to join the student council, right? Yep. Yeah, this isn't my goal, but what this means is that both of you can team up and I'll be at the clear disadvantage, so I'll have to decline. Hee-chan, I'm very offended. Are you saying you don't trust us and that we would pull something so disingenuous? That makes me sad. Sorry? It's hard to tell where Shizune's influence ends and Misha's thoughts begin. In order to atone for hurting a young girl's feelings, you should definitely join the student council. No! How about a game of paper football instead of rich man, poor man? Paper football? Yeah, it's a game where they play in America. You make a paper triangle, and then you try to shoot it past goal posts, and the other player makes it with their fingers. Isn't it cool? It's the ultimate form of competition between two people, Hee-chan. And it's also played by elementary and middle school children, Hee-chan. That means it's a game that really separates the boys from the men. Oh, come on, girl. More like the boys from the slightly older boys. Anyway, I'm not going to play that either. Just the fact that you know about it means you're probably surprisingly good at it. Yeah, it's true. How did you know, Hee-chan? I just said that because you said it. Shizune frowns at Misha, telling me that she probably wasn't supposed to admit that so readily. I wouldn't say that I'm happy with their attempts to get me into the student council, but I'm a little curious about what the student council does here. I've never been on one before, even known anybody who was a member, so it interests me. I also kind of like Shizune and Misha, so maybe it wouldn't be so bad. Okay, Hee-chan, how about Risk? The game of world domination. I don't know what that is. It's really fun, Hee-chan. You fight for control of the world with armies and everything. Sounds like Shizune would be good at it. If you want to play, we can after school. Really, Shi-chan? We can play just for fun, Hee-chan. Shi-chan wasn't playing in a long time, so if you want to, there are no strings attached. Oh, okay. There's no strings attached. Okay, perfect. We'll see you after school in the student council room then, Hee-chan. Wait, why there? Because that's where we keep the game. Oh my god, it grows to tell them how much I do not like this, so it's more of for show than anything. So in the end I agree, but only after getting Chizune to acknowledge that I don't mean anything concrete just by accepting to take a look around and play a game with her. Lunch ends and we go back to class. Oh, where you going? During afternoon classes, the long-haired girl comes back and sits down in her seat without a word. Oh, she didn't leave. I thought she left. I want to talk to you. Again, no one seems to notice, or if they do, no one says anything. I want to ask Misha about it, but I don't want to be nosy. After school, Shizune and Misha quickly find me by the first door lobby and latch onto me, covering each flank in case I try to escape. What? I feel a little offended, but I've been considering it. Nevertheless, I'm a bit disturbed that enough people have made a break for it in the past that they're on their guard. What's with the escort? This doesn't make me feel very comfortable. In fact, it makes me feel like a dangerous prisoner being transported to his cell. What's wrong, Hee-chan? That's right, we're just going to go play a game of Risk, remember? Right. I don't know, Misha, this all seems a little sinister to me. I start thinking that when we sit down and play the game, they'll tie me down and torture me until I agree to join the student council. Well, that's highly unlikely, but still, for some reason, it just seems like it would be so plausible. Girls, what are we doing? Getting to the student council room is as simple as turning 2 corners from where we started. What? That's it? This makes you guys being so on top of me seem a little silly. That's not true, Hee-chan. Hee-chan says that when their life is threatened, people have shown the capability to pull off superhuman bursts of speed. Their life is threatened? Her expression unchanging, we should sign something amused to Shizune, who makes a baffled face and puts her hands behind her back, looking pleased with herself. Misha feigns deafness and hums cheerily. Stop that, I know you heard me. You have no excuse. Shizune opens the door to the student council room. It's a very plain, sparsely decorated room, although it is quite large, maybe even a little larger than a classroom. There's a big table in the center surrounded by chairs and a smaller desk promptly placed in the back that I assume is Shizune's. There are a few regular desks and chairs stacked on the one side as well. Extras, perhaps? Aside from the tables and chairs, the room doesn't have much else to offer. Just a couple of filing cabinets and bookshelves stacked with old school records and documents. Not much else. In fact, nothing else. Oh wow, this is such an entertaining space. I would love to join. This is a pretty bleak room. They could at least put a potted plant in here or something, but the most noticeable thing that this room doesn't have is other people. Are we early? You're the only members, aren't you? No. What do you mean, no? Does it mean nobody else is coming today? Yeah, that's right. Before I managed to ask why that's the case, she clapped her hands together very energetically. Hee-chan, let's play Risk. Come on, you promised, didn't you? You have to. Okay. Do you want to know the rules? We can explain it to you while we set everything up. While Misha's talking, Shizune takes out what looks like a board game from behind one of the filing cabinets and throws it on the table. Actually, this looks kind of interesting. After Misha spends a little too long for her liking running through the basics with a somewhat vague and confusing tutorial, Shizune cuts in and declares the game has started with this decisive motion slicing her arm through the air. Shizune's aggressiveness is rubbing off onto me. I start feeling more competitive than I intended to be when I agreed to this. Halfway into the game, while I tried to ponder how to defend against Shizune's assault from 2 fronts, she breaks my she breaks my concentration by drumming her fingers on the table to get my attention. Hee-chan, Shi-chan wants you to know that you are taking too long to make a move. Shi-chan also says that she will let you keep Australia if you agree to join the student council. Yes! I thought this was a game with no strings attached. Just the fact that she would dangle this over my head as an offer means that she knows I care about the outcome of this game. And anyway, no! Shichan admires your fighting spirit and would be a benevolent dictator who will spare your people if you agree to join the student council. You're so competitive, Shizune. She seems to take this as a compliment. Oh, she knows. I would expect the student council president to be a little more magnanimous. Oh my god. I don't know what that is either, girl. She doesn't seem to know what the word means or how it's signed, so she pulls out a piece of paper and writes it for Shizune, who in return signs it back to Misha. Misha presses her index finger against her temples as if trying to physically imprint the word into her memory. Suddenly, Shizune bursts into a flurry of gestures. Misha looks daunted by the pace of her heated signing. Oh, wait, please slow down, Shichan. Shichan says you're going to lose. Tell her I will crush her world empire with my rebellion. Okay. Those eyelashes of hers shine like childlike mischief. She says you have no chance of keep playing like this. Well, no, you won't. It's a trap. It's smarter to play defensively here. She has a point. Attack aggressively. Wait. Could it be a trap? She is competitive. She could be trying to make me lose. But she's also competitive and maybe wants a better battle. Oh gosh. Oh yeah? I'm gonna attack aggressively. She's either really mocking me or trying to trick me. I have nothing else to lose though, so I might as well try something different. Maybe if I spread out my forces and try to control more territories, I can recoup the advantage. Shizune seems to focus on conquering whole nations, so maybe I can sacrifice my hold on continents and gain more countries. It's worth a shot. A few turns later, end up losing the game anyway. No! Shizune adjusts her glasses victoriously and allowed herself to tentatively pump a fist in the air in celebration. I win, yay! There's no need to translate that, it was pretty clear. Don't look so sad, Hichan, you were really giving it your best, that's what I thought. Sometimes your best just isn't good enough though. If anyone knows that, it's me. You did very well for someone who just learned how to play today. Hichan, you attacked Iceland and North America at the same time. That's a very daring move. Hichan is impressed. The mark of great people is that they are daring, that they can follow through. You're already halfway there, isn't that great? This isn't enough though, just potential isn't enough. There's no point to potential if you don't take the first step, and there's no point to that if you don't keep going. I want to see more. You're right, Shichan, but that's so demanding. Shizune leans forward. Oh, she's come closer, suddenly looking a lot less playful and more like the serious person I expected her to be from the start. Hichan, would you like to join the student council? Oh my god! She really doesn't waste any time, does she? But it's only my second day of school, so I'm hesitant about committing to something so early. I haven't even taken a look at any other clubs yet. Exactly. I want to at least look around. I want to look at my options. But spending time with Shizune and Misha doesn't seem like something I would hate. I still need more time to think about it before I decide for sure. Maybe I'll get back to you on it. Okay, Hichan, but I hope you're not just saying that so we don't feel bad. No, really. Really? Hichan, you're going to say that. You're saying that it's definitely the truth and there can't be any mistaking it. I know. I guess I should have my revenge for losing at the very least. Shizune smiles at that in a mischievous way that feels like twisting the knife in the wound of my loss. I take a glance at the clock on the wall and realize I've spent far longer playing Risk than I expected. Sorry, I think I have to go. I want to go to the library. It's not closed yet, is it? Shizune scratches her head and gestures at Misha. How hard can it be to determine whether the library is open? There's a clock right there on the wall. It should be, unless the librarian is absent. I think you're right, Shichan. We think the library is open. It's on the second floor. Can't miss it. Do you want us to show you where it is? No thanks, it's okay. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye! One flight of stairs up and I run into problems. The second floor hallway is a carbon copy of the third floor one. Wide, of course, and plain, like other only hallways can be. The problem is that the library's whereabouts are not as easily determined as one would think. Oh no. The classrooms are marked with signs stating which class they belong to, but then there's a plethora of other unmarked rooms. Is the library one of them, or is it just somewhere down the hallway? I bet on the latter and choose my direction at random. After I turn around the corner, an unmarked door draws my attention because it's not closed. It's not open either, though, just barely ajar so I can see it's open and nothing else. It would make sense for the library door to be invitingly open. While this one is not quite that, it's good enough. At the very least, it means that someone is outside and I can ask for directions, no matter how embarrassing that is. Why is it embarrassing? You're new here, man. I gingerly push on the center of the door with my fingertips, every muscle in my arm ready to pull back at the moment's notice. The feeling of being an outsider to the school can't be shaken from my mind, so much so that I instinctively fear doing something wrong by entering. The door slowly creaks as if groaning from a deep sleep, so it's much easier to open than I anticipated. Leaning over and poking my head even further inside to gain sight of the room as fast as possible to meet hello, my lips quickly snatched away. This is not what I was expecting. I mindlessly let the door open to its full extent, taking in the sight of the solitary figure taking the center stage at the otherwise abandoned room. The situation steals my voice, leaving me standing at the doorway staring at the beautiful girl. Evidently having taken her time to assess the situation, the girl gently puts down her teacup and opens her eyes, but doesn't look at me. Hello there, may I help you? Staring directly in front of herself, the movements of her lips seem to break the silence rather than the words. However, it's a soft, measured voice that reminds me she's being separate from the room itself. Not only is she likely the tallest girl I've ever laid eyes on, but even among the foreigners I've met, she's strikingly distinct. Hi, sorry for intruding. I was just kind of lost. She takes a moment to formulate a response before speaking. Every action she takes feels as if it's carefully choreographed beforehand. Care to take a seat? Unexpected, considering that I'm intruding upon her. Thanks. I slowly step towards another seat opposite her, the girl resting the teacup and saucer on the wooden table in between. The way she doesn't track my movements with her head is telling. That and the slight cloudiness to her eyes means she must be at least partially blind like Kenji. Come to think of it, her voice doesn't have any detectable accent either. Guess she must be half Japanese. As I take my seat, her composure takes me slightly off guard. Her air of relaxed confidence makes the silence entirely uncomfortable. The calming atmosphere is so very different from the student council office. I take it you're a new student to Yamaku? Ah, yes, I just transferred in yesterday. I get the distinct feeling my speech patterns don't match the formality of hers, accentuating by her restrained bow of greeting, one which I hasten to match before realizing the futility of the action. I'm Lily Satao, pleased to meet you. Hisao Nakai. She gives a nod before gesturing roughly in the direction of her teacup. Would you care for a drink? Sure. As much as it pains me, I couldn't step with her formality in the proceedings. She gives a kind nod, taking the request in stride. Without another word, she steps off the chair and prepares a second cup of tea from a collection of supplies laid out among a shelf. A brush here, a brush there, her left hand often lightly touching the side of whichever container she's pouring into. Seems to be a process she's followed dozens of times before. As I lean sideways to see around her back, she seems to use her long, dainty finger to measure the right amount of water in the teacup. It's one thing to see the different disabilities the students in my class have, but it's quite another to see how everyone seems to adapt. Shizune and Misha have no problem working together to communicate with me. Lily herself seems to have workarounds for problems I never thought of. While I feel slightly guilty about her doing the work, she seems pleased to be following the correct process of the offer of preparing the drink. So, her soft voice brings me out of my silent observance. Which room were you looking for? It's not often this classroom is visited after school. The school library. Some classmates told me it was on this floor. She finishes pouring the water into the teacup as she nods, small metallic tapping coming from the teacup indicating it's being stirred. I'm aware of Miss Hakamichi, as are most students, be with them means you're in class 3-3, no? That's right, in the science room with Mutao. She gives a small giggle before setting down the teaspoon and slowly walking towards the table, teacup and saucer in hand. He's quite the character. I imagine you'll come to like him. Most do. As she sets down the tea, I gently take it and have a sip. I'm really more of a coffee person, but this seems like a rather bad moment to bring it up. Nonetheless, the smell's quite nice. I hardly think it'd be hard to choke down. Thanks, Satao. It tastes really nice. She smiles and quickly waves her hand in front of her face. Lily, please. There's no need to be too formal. She says this in spite of her exceedingly well-bred speech. Oh well. I guess I should try and ask her about herself, as it really does seem as if she's catering to me. So, which class are you from? I imagine that's one of the third-year classes. Correct. I'm class 3-2, which is on the third floor, same as yours. It's taught by Miyagi, and is specialized for both blind and partially blind students. I see. Sorry. I feel like slapping myself for the fox paw. Looking at her face, though, she doesn't seem the least bit put off by it. My, there's no need to change your speech on my account. Sure, sorry, I guess. I'm really showing my newness here. A new environment like this would be a big chance, so I can't fault you for it. While the same can't be said for everyone, many have come to terms with their conditions. A category which would include her, it seems. All too ready to jump ship from this particular topic, I siege into another. Do you come here to drink tea often? It's a really nice place. Thinking on it, this might be her version of a place behind my school that I like to have lunch at. I come here fairly often during lunch times. My duties as class representative don't leave enough time for an official club, so a friend and I use the room for having tea. You're also a class representative? Do you go to the same club? Class representative, huh? Compared to Shizune, her mannerisms seem to be almost completely opposite. While Shizune's blunt and fiercely driven, Lily seems relaxed and calm, almost aloof. Come to think of it, she might be useful for a less biased view of the school's clubs. What kind of school clubs are there to join? The more popular ones are the track and field club, which uses the field near the school during lunch times. The baseball club and the book club are in a room near the library. There are also numerous small ones too, such as the art and music clubs. At a time when I'm just wanting to get on my feet, rushing into a club right away seems slightly unappealing. I wonder if this school shares the same rule as my old one. This is a compulsory to join a club? It isn't, though it is encouraged. Good, that's a relief. I've really let down my guard around this girl to let such a thing slip out. The fact seems to slightly mute her, not wanting my tea to get cold. I finally start drinking it as Lily does the same. Oh, wow, I've been sitting here a while. As I look over to the window over her shoulder, I notice the light coming into the room at the distinctly orange tint. Even here, time doesn't stand still. The time's gone quickly. Sorry? Right, she's blind. Of course she can't see the sun setting. It just looks like the sun's starting to set. It seems to come as a surprise for her. I guess she must have lost track of time. Sorry, Hisao. I didn't mean to keep you from the library for so long. I quickly moved to allay her concern. No, it's okay. The library's still open, isn't it? She pauses and takes a moment to think on it. It's probably something I should have asked Shizune when I had the chance, but Lily seems likely to know in any case. True, it's open until 6:30 during weekdays. I quickly glance at my watch, confirms I have well enough time to get there. I might get going in that case. It's been nice talking to you, Lily. She smiles and gives a deep nod, her hands still neatly folded on the table in front of her. It was my pleasure. Oh, come to think of it, shall I show you where the library is? I couldn't possibly ask for more help. I should be able to find it all right. Well, unless my navigational skills fail me, which they seem to have a habit of doing. It's all right. I was going to be talking to the librarian there in any case. I should introduce you. It gets better and better. It's pretty hard to deny her offer. If you're sure, then that'd be great. Thanks. Maybe she just likes being around me. As she stands up to follow me, she takes a hold of a straight, retractable cane that has been slipped in the handle of her bag on the floor. Compared to the cane the boy in my class had, Lily looks much thinner and longer. His must be for support, whereas Lily's is for navigation. Together we leave the peaceful room and enter the empty hallways on the way to the library. Side by side, my pace carefully slowed to match hers. We slowly walk through the hallway. It doesn't take long for us to arrive at the door to the warm-looking room, apparently situated in the center of the floor rather than either wing. Ladies first. She gives an appreciative smile at the gesture, taking the leave as we file in. To the left is the wooden library counter, with the library properly being on the right. It easily dwarfs my old school's library, with this distinct smell of old books giving the place an almost otherworld air. There don't seem to be a lot of students here. Considering the time, it isn't a big surprise. Everyone's probably either in the school grounds or the dorms. Yuko, are you here? She says it to thin air since the librarian doesn't seem to be present, and of course Lily can't see this. What's unexpected is that it draws a reaction. Something from under the counter thuds against it, followed by a quiet wail. Ah! The origin, apparently the library, quickly crawls out and bounces up to its extremely rigid attention. Hello, hi Lily, how can I help you? Her voice is strained in a failing attempt to sound casual, and she's rubbing the back of her head. Good afternoon, what happened just now? Heard a strange sound. It's nothing, I just hit my head. See, I dropped an eraser earlier under my desk while I was looking for it. A pencil dropped, and when I was looking for both of them, you came and surprised me. Are you sure you're alright? I'm sorry, I couldn't know. It's okay, sorry for making you worry. This is nothing, I've had worse happen to me. She's quick to reverse Lily's apologies, almost frantically trying to push aside the possibility that she could be in any way inconvenienced by bashing her head on the counter. Yes, worse things have happened. The girl fidgets with her fingers as Lily doesn't seem to drop her concerned expression, and then she shuffles some papers around the counter for no reason. A little shorter than Lily, replete with glasses, freckles, and a very troubled look, she seems to fit a library figure perfectly. Oh, Lily, did you get my message? Message? Oh, the 2 imported books arrived. Right, they finally came. I can't believe it took so long, but amidst her celebrations, partially for managing to change the topic, I'm sure, she notices me from the corner of her eye and freezes on the spot when she does. Oh no, I'm sorry for not noticing you before. Did you need to check out a book or return one? I'm sorry. Girl, don't apologize, it's okay. The way she can so quickly shift between moods is a little unsettling. What do you mean? He's with me. Yuko, this is Hisao, new student. Hisao, this is Yuko, the school librarian. Pleased to meet you. Hisao, right, Hisao. Pleased to meet you too, Hisao. For a second, she visibly attempts to engrave the name in her mind so she won't forget how bad with names do. Yuko often arranges to import foreign books in Braille for me. Would you like to tell Hisao a little something about the library? Lily's innocent suggestion is met with an expression of abject terror. Please, Lily, I can't. I don't know what he could be interested in. This is too much responsibility. How is this any responsibility at all? I don't get. But her objection is so sincere, I don't doubt for a second that she would rather disembowel herself on the spot than tell me where the light novels are. But, so there are a lot of books in Braille here? I attempt to save the day by asking the first thing that pops in my head. It seems to work at least partially, as Yuko seems to not exactly relax, but at least look slightly less tense. Well, I think about a third or fourth of Yamaku's library is either in Braille or audio. Makes sense, given all the blind students that'd be here. If it's only that, how come this library is so big in the first place? Well, we get a lot of new books regularly because the library is adequately endowed. That's probably why. They spend more on new books than on my salary, and then I have to organize and shelve all of them. It's so troublesome and they weigh so much. I wish I could quit this job. Okay. Very awkward silence follows this revelation of too much information. I'll go back down the aisles then if you don't mind. It's probably best for all of us if she doesn't keep talking to me. Very well. Meanwhile, you go and have these books if it's alright with you. My first impression was right. The library is surprisingly big. Ambling down the narrow aisles, I studied the spines of the books in random order, occasionally sliding one out to read the blurb, taking it out with me if it looks good. In a few moments, I have a respectable stack of books in my arms. I guess I'll never be stuck for choice in here. The normality of the library sinks in. Sure, there are large print braille books scattered throughout, but it's what it is, a library. It's as if the calm mood from the room I had tea with Lily and snuck in with us here. Leslie was here to begin with. Something about what puts me at ease, just like before. I reach the end of the aisle and find the collection of desks set up for study or personal reading. Going a little further, though, I discover a nice quiet corner at the back. While the rest of the library has the odd student sitting at a desk, either reading or stealthily sleeping, the back is pretty much deserted. As I glance around, I see someone who I recognize sitting on one of the several beanbags. Oh, it's the girl from the bar. The girl from the bar? It's the dark-haired girl from my class, the one who snuck out of the classroom earlier. She's reading a book, keeping it close to her face, which makes her look like she's really into it. From the way she was acting today, I had her pegged as more of a delinquent, than a bookworm. In fact, her mysterious disappearance from the class raises all sorts of whys in my head. Maybe she's just shy, man. Intrigue floated slowly but surely towards the surface, and before I know it, I'm walking towards the mysterious long-haired girl. I guess there's no harm in introducing myself as I would with anyone else. She is a classmate, after all. Walking over to another beanbag, I take a seat and then lay my books beside it. You gotta read all those right now? The girl starts, looking scaredly up at me from underneath her fringe. This is the first time I've seen her this close. Underneath her long, dense bangs, I can see that part of her face, at least a third or not half, is pretty badly scarred. My eyes are immediately drawn to the scars, subconsciously peeking past her hair until they meet her own eyes. For a second I am shocked and divert my eyes to the book in her hands before I realize that looking away probably only makes it worse. It takes too many seconds to collect myself and remember what I walked up to her for. Oh, no. Hi, I'm new here. Hajaan and Akai, we're in the same class. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to startle you. Should I just introduce myself or should I just apologize? I would probably do both, honestly. I'd say, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to startle you. I was just, trying to introduce myself. We're in the same class. Is that more awkward? Maybe just introducing myself like normal. Hi, I'm new here. Hi, I'm new here. Hajaan and Akai, we're in the same class. I just transferred here for the other day. Maybe you don't remember? I did a self-introduction too. The girl still doesn't say a word, but simply stares at me wide-eyed. I'm still getting used to the place, so I'm trying to meet as many people as I can. So, what's your name? Hanako? Oh, yeah, well, maybe I chose good. Her speech is stuttering and so quiet that it's barely audible even in the still library. Somehow I think that my delinquent impression of her was wrong. You think? I think she's just shy, my guy. Hanako, huh? So, what are you reading? She gently tips the book backwards so I can read the title, at the same time hiding her face behind it. She must have noticed me staring before. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have been looking. Life of Pi? I've never heard of it before. What's it about? A boy and a tiger on a boat. I can see this taking some time. Sounds interesting. Is it any good? She nods from behind the book but stays silent. She looks kind of tense, a bit like YouCut earlier, but in a different way. More like petrified with terror, I'd say. So the mystery delinquent girl turned out to be anything but she is quivering in a way that makes it look like she is mortally afraid of me. Oh no! The only way out of this, as far as I can tell, is to try to get a normal conversation going. Is it a library book? I'm looking for new ones to read, but there's just so many. No, it's mine. Oh, it is? Okay. Oh, so do you come here often? A huge blush spreads on Hanako's face, and her eyes widen far larger than I thought it was possible for eyes to do. Uh-oh. Did she interpret my lame attempt at small talk as a feeble attempt to pick her up? I mean, I didn't mean it like that. I mean, well, we could go out. I gotta go do something. Sorry. Without warning, Hanako takes off and runs towards the counter. Her hair, takeoff catches me off guard that I don't manage to go after her until she has a good head start. By the time I reach the counter, she is nowhere to be seen. Lily and Yuko are happily chatting away. Knowing that I won't be able to catch Hanako myself, I approach the girls. Hey, did you notice a girl run past here? Maybe. What did she look like? Long, dark hair, kind of shy. She had, well, some scars on her face. You wouldn't be talking about Hanako, would you? Yeah, that's her. I saw her reading and tried to talk to her, but I think I scared her off or something. Oh dear, Yuko, would you excuse me? I'd better try to find her. Sure, I'll just hold on to this until you come back. What's going on? I'm sorry, but I'll have to explain it to you some other time. Right, I'll see you later then. Lily hastily grabs her cane and hurries out of the library, leaving me alone with Yuko. I don't think I'll ever get the hang of this place. Did I do something wrong? What did you do? Nothing. I just talked to her, tried to get to know her, didn't even manage to get started. Yuko sighs and looks awfully bothered, even more so than she did before. Guess you weren't wrong so much as tactless. What? Tactless? That girl is a bit of a special case. It's like she never really talks to anyone. Isn't that a bit strange? I wonder. It's just how she is, I think. Yuko doesn't sound all that convincing. I should just apologize then? Then again, maybe this is just the norm around here. Everyone has their own problems, or else they wouldn't be here. Perhaps I was being a little tactless after all. No. I should have just apologized. How should I deal with these people? Forcing myself to act overly casual only makes me feel a little phony. Like I was supposed to be ignoring the elephant in the room. Yuko fidgets, looking like she wants to say something to that, but resists it. I think it's an elephant, only if you feel that way. I guess she doesn't have a good sense of self-restraint. It makes me smile. She blushes heavily. What? Did that sound stupid? No, it sounded really wise. I guess you're right. It's more of me than anyone else. Neither of us have anything to add to you, so you could fill the silence by shuffling some papers around. People who have papers on their desks really like doing that. Did you find any books? I should be closing soon. I mean, this library should be closing, but I have to do it. I hope that's not too much of an inconvenience for you. Oh, yeah, I want some books, so I left them over there because I'll just go get them. I fetched my stack of books from behind the beanbags where Hanako and I were sitting and returned to the counter. Wow, you read a lot, don't you? I surprised myself with that too, honestly, at least, and I really think about it. I had a lot of free time earlier this year, so I just kind of started reading books to fill that time. I couldn't do much else. I see, but she doesn't say anything else and just checks out my books for me. I guess this is what they call tact. And can I apologize to her? Holding the library books with one arm, I trawl my pocket for the key to the door. A sudden sound right behind startles me, making me nearly drop the books I'm carrying or the key that I almost managed to get into the lock. Who is it? I turn around to see who's talking to me. It's Kenji. He seems to be in a friendly mood, although the light glinting off his glasses in the dark gives him a sinister look. It's just me. This makes him pause and lick his lips nervously. Who's me? I don't know anyone called me. Are you with some new guy again? His voice is suddenly strained and quick. Yes, but we met before, yesterday. I don't think so. I remember somebody who I only met yesterday. When was that? What day is it today? I try to ignore him. Is he joking or what? It's proof that we've met before. You live across the hall. You're Kenji. Kenji jumps back, his eyes filled with an uncomprehending fear. How did you know my name? Man, this could only mean one of two things. Either we have met, or you're telling the truth, and I just can't remember it, or you're a spy. My guy, calm down. He pauses. A psychic spy. His eyes dive around me, trying to peek into my room, although it's hard to believe he can see anything through the thick glasses. His mood swung from friendly to manic in less than a minute. I'm not psychic. How do I know that? I'm not a mind reader. Neither am I. Kenji points a finger to my face. Unlike you. Oh my god. Stop that, man. We just met yesterday. What's wrong with you? I live in this room. Lies. If you think you can pass as Hitaka because I'm legally blind, you are sorely mistaken. You don't even look like him. I mean, the resemblance is real slim, maybe at a distance, but who do you think you're kidding? I want to grab him by the shoulders and shake him. Exasperated, I rub my eyes and let out a heavy sigh. Stay there. Kenji comes over, one careful step at a time. I stay still, lest he assault me physically, although I doubt he could do much damage even if he could. Oh wait, I see it now. And it really is you. I told you, dude! Sighing again, then once again, for good measure, I step backwards just in case. What's up, man? You don't look too good. I think something wrong? I don't know. I just had something stupid happen to me. A few stupid things, actually. Even if you discount this one. I can't get a proper touch on other people here, and I have no idea if it's because of me or because of them. I feel like an idiot, man. I don't know why I'm telling this to Kenji. It's not like we have any contact either. That's rough, dude. Yeah, I'm sorry for calling you a psychic spy and all, but you can never be too careful. So what happened? Why the long face? Do you have a long face? Nothing. I just scared some girl off accidentally. Literally, too. She actually ran away from me. It was my fault, really. I think. I'm not really used to all this yet. A girl? A cute one. Yeah, she's real cute, and I was an idiot. Cute? That's a hard question. She had a nice body and really beautiful hair, but the face... What? She is cute. Excuse me? I guess it could go either way. She was cute. She's very cute. Yeah, cute, I guess. I knew it. What is happening? What are you talking about, my guy? Oh, I am not listening to this junk. What? I can't stop myself from blurting it out. Hey, what does that mean? You said it, not me. It's the best I can think of. So, you're not supposed to say something like that. That's so rude. He speaks energetically, responding almost before I'm done talking, moving his hands in an animated way as he continues to rant on. This is too strange. I had pegged him as relatively normal, but it's clear that I was way wrong. Something on your mind, dude? Yeah, you're kind of weirding me out. I'm out. Just thinking about what it's like to be the last sane man in the insane world. Kenji frowns, looking deeply upset. You mean that's you? That can't be, because I'm the last sane man in an insane world. That is my dream. You can't just steal a man's dream like that. God. What in the world? There can't be two last sane men. It would invalidate the whole last part, and that last part is kind of important. There can only be one. Like in that foreign movie where they could be only one. And in the end, there's only one dude left because that was the point. Duh. I have never seen anyone talk so heatedly and defensively about absolutely nothing before. Anyway, if you wait here, I can get my graphs. I also have a list of the other dark and complex conspiracies that this school holds, as tangled as... Quick, finish my naturally for me. Be a pal. I'm going to go to bed now. It's extremely late. That doesn't sound like an analogy, but whatever. I like you. You seem like a cool dude. The feeling is not mutual. Later! He claps you on the back and then vanishes into his room so quickly and quietly it's like he didn't even open the door, but instead walked right through like a ghost. I don't know if I can fully digest what just happened, so I give up and just go to my room, kicking off my shoes before falling face first into bed. It takes me some time to relax and get up so I can get started on homework. It's because the sheets are cool and comforting against my cheeks and it feels good just lying there with my eyes closed. The school is like some kind of bizarre and surreal island. It's isolated on top of a mountain, and each person is stranger than the last. I just can't seem to fit in. What irony. One would think that fitting in a place that's made for people who are unfit for anyone else would be easy. Maybe I'm trying too hard. Although I say that, it doesn't help take the edge off, and the words are left echoing off the empty walls. I guess it's not as bad as I expected, though. This place really is more of a school and less a hospital pretending it's a school than I thought it would be. It's nothing else. The scenery is beautiful. I open one eye, seeing the school books and bottles of pills arranged side by side on my desktop. Maybe this place is too much like a normal school after all. What?